Hey, what's up, everybody? We're coming to you with a special video review today. We just got done seeing a movie. How long has it been since you've seen a movie?
Normally there's a big gap, but I saw Cinderella last weekend with my girlfriend. So this is quite a change of pace.
Well, it's been a long time since I've actually been to the theater to see a movie. We went today. There's a lot of hype about this film. Came out this weekend. The movie we saw was It Follows. What do you think? Go ahead, start it off.
Well, I really enjoyed it. I didn't think it put a foot wrong. All the characters were believable and likable. There was nobody that was too unrealistic for the setting. I like how it had that 80s throwback feel to where even though it was set in the modern day, people weren't playing with their phones a bunch. There wasn't a lot of new tech, even though they kind of had it.
Yeah.
It took a back seat and everybody was calling on the house phones and watching a black and white CRT television.
Yeah.
Or watching black and white movies. And
every time they were watching something or they were in the house, the TV was on. And
right.
You could hear it in the background.
Right.
Which is very realistic, and let's get right out of the way. I mean, this movie, to me, is a love letter to Halloween with some Nightmare on Elm Street love in there, too, for sure. That was one thing that stuck out to me is every time they're in the house, the TV was on. You could hear it in the background, which it did set a very realistic tone for what's going on.
And they felt like kind of poor kids.
Yeah, oh, no doubt. I mean, it was they were white trash. And the neighbors across the street even made comment about that.
I love that he was outside cleaning up that station wagon.
Oh, yeah.
Polishing it up. That thing was rusted and junky, about a 78 Oldsmobile wagon or something.
Well, I think, the whole setting and art direction created this really interesting mood. The film had a 90s, 80s feel, but kind of took place in modern day as well. Mm-hmm. It was this weird mesh, almost like a Blade Runner or a neo-noir kind of throwback, like Batman the Animated Series kind of thing, where you're kind of mixing timelines. And I thought that was really awesome. I really liked it. Two standouts for me. The music, the soundtrack was amazing.
Yeah, without a doubt. If you like any kind of John Carpenter or synth-style scary movies, this is one of the best.
I think we have a lot to owe and to thank to Drive for allowing that to come back into, films now, more synth scores. And with The Guest coming out a couple of months ago, it was awesome. Soundtrack was amazing.
Well, a synth score is cost effective. It's not super expensive.
Right.
But we saw doing our Leprechaun series review that when you try to do a synth classical style score
orchestra,
it sounds like
garbage. It's so bad.
So it's such a caution. It's either do a synth score if you have a low budget and only try to go with the orchestral kind of score if you have deep pockets.
If you can do it.
If you can get an actual orchestra there.
Right, and an actual composer who knows what they're doing.
This is the harp, this is the saxophone.
There's so many different variations to it as well. In Halloween, you have the theme, and the theme is amazing and everyone loves it, but that's the theme, and you hear it throughout the movie. This has a couple of different themes, and I liked all of them. Soundtrack is probably something I'm definitely going to go after. I loved it. The thing that we just saw it, and I'm thinking about it, which is immediately to me a good sign. Yeah. The thing that I think the most is like the world that they create in this movie is a world I want to spend more time in.
Yeah.
I just want to be in that house. I just want to see what those girls are up to and just see the things they get into. It was such a realistic atmosphere, but also one that, with that soundtrack, I didn't want to leave. I didn't want to leave the movie.
Right. Well, and the other thing is it made things that we kind of consider to be for old folks kind of cool, like them playing Old Maid and like little like cheap ass card games, but they're getting out like, oh, that looks like fun. I want to do that.
Exactly.
Or drinking some grape sodas and just some dog shit snacks.
Above ground pools.
Yeah.
I think this thing's got, the soundtrack I said was amazing. The second thing that I really liked about it, which this thing could go even further, but the girl that was in it, and her name escapes me. It always does.
From The Guest.
She was in The Guest, and when I saw her in The Guest, I was kind of like, I don't know if I like her or not. And then as the movie went on, I really liked her. And this movie was the same thing. Like the minute I saw her at the very beginning, I was still kind of like, I don't know about her. And then by the end of the movie, I love her. I don't know what it is. She's just realistic.
She's a very good actress.
Yeah, she is. She pulls you in. She's a very believable girl that could have lived on your street. The way she looked is very attainable, I guess is a good word.
It's that pretty white trash kind of look. It's the
Which
truth.
they made her look that way,
Yeah.
for sure.
But I like the fact that it's almost like the movie is about, I mean, there's multiple themes, but it's almost like about a killer STD in some way.
It's totally about that. We won't spoil it, but
it's about sex, but I like the fact that sex is a central theme, but it's guarded for a different reason.
right.
You're not just like, oh, I don't want to give up my virginity or something like that. It's guarded because you don't want to pass it on.
Right.
But I like the fact that they didn't have to be gratuitous with anything to still get the point across.
There's so many things you could go into about what it's really about and if it does have these underlying themes. And I definitely think it does have themes in it that are more than just what you see. And those can be explored probably the more you watch it. So that's a big plus for me. Any movie you can go back and watch and try to like piece different things from it is one I want to buy. I want to rewatch it. This will definitely be one of those. I told Rachel we were going to see it today, and I was like kind of bummed she couldn't come. She's like, "You're gonna buy it anyway." It's like
That's a fair point.
That's fair point, probably. Overall, you guys got to go out and check this movie out. If you're a horror fan, especially 80s horror, just if you're a cinema fan in general, the cinematography is awesome in the movie. It creates a world that almost reminded me of Phantasm almost. It's like I just enjoyed being with the characters.
Yeah.
I wish we could have spent more time with them. I almost wish we could spend time with them where they weren't in danger. You
Yeah.
know, just
Yeah.
like enjoying things. But it also had a key factor in making me love the movie even more, and that is an indoor pool.
Let the right one in. That's what I was going to say.
Let the right one in. The episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark? Is it Dead Man's Float?
The one with the mummy in the pool?
Yeah, it was like a monster mummy kind of thing. Yeah, I think it's
I'm
called.
thinking about the one where they have the artifact that they drop in the pool.
No, that's
And they put chlorine
Goth.
in it. Okay,
That's the
okay.
Goth. That's the Sorcerer's Apprentice. Yeah, I like Dead Man's Float.
Okay.
But any indoor pool, I love it, and this has one.
Dan likes foot diseases.
I
He's a
like
big
foot
fan.
diseases and venereal diseases, which this movie's got it all.
So go check it out.
Yeah, man. I mean, I can't give this a higher recommendation. Such a fun movie. I think it probably would have been funner with a larger audience, maybe of more horror fans.
Yeah.
I've heard a couple of reviews out there saying that they didn't think it was that scary. I found it pretty creepy.
Yeah, but it didn't have to be. Like, it was so satisfying from beginning to end.
Yeah. Overall, movie rules. It's got the can you take it seal of approval. Go out and check it out.
For whatever that's worth.
Whatever that's worth from the guys who talk about movies all the time and never go see movies.
We went and saw one.
We
just
saw
for you.
one for our YouTube audience. So, let us know what you guys think of it. If you saw It Follows, let us know down in the comments what you thought about it. We'd love to hear because it's definitely a movie that can spark conversation. So, overall, what would you get it? 2 thumbs up. See you next time.